So if you don't want to order takeout and you want to make something at home, this is it. We're going to make orange beef. So let me heat up my skillet, because that's really the key when it comes to making good stir fries, is a nice big pan. If you have a big wok, fabulous. If not, just the biggest skillet you have. And I want to preheat that pan and make sure it's nice and hot. And let's get to it, shall we? All right. Orange beef. So we started out with some steak, and you can use like a flank steak, works great, a sirloin steak, New York strip steak if you want to splurge a little bit, beef tenderloin. And a real good tip is before you slice up the steak, throw it in the freezer for about 15 minutes, and then it becomes very, very easy to slice in nice thin strips. So we've got about 1.5 pounds of steak, and I'm going to toss that steak with a little bit of cornstarch. And what this is going to do is give it a nice little crispy beef, which is really kind of nice, a little bit of texture. So I just want to dredge that steak in a little bit of cornstarch. Don't need a whole lot. And like I said, that's just going to kind of give that a nice little coating. I'll do a little bit more. You can also, if you're really in a hurry to get a stir fry on the table, a lot of the grocery stores, I know Festival already has pre-cut steak, stir fry steak, all there right there for you. Now I want to heat up some oil into the pan, and vegetable oil, canola oil, a light olive oil would also work. You want that pan smoking hot. And we're right there. So let me add my beef, and we'll kind of test it. And the key to a good stir fry is you're going to do everything in batches. Yeah, we're not quite there yet. I want that to be really nice and hot. Do you remember your first date? I don't know. That's something that was just so special. We couldn't even afford to go out to eat. I don't know how we pulled the money together, but we did. And I even remember what we ordered: shrimp and lobster sauce and fried rice. Gotta have an egg roll. Big fan of egg rolls. Isn't that funny? Now my kids actually love going out for Chinese food too. We all eat with chopsticks. It's just a ton of fun. We're getting there, but I don't want to put that in quite yet. I really want to hear that sizzle, and that's the key. A nice big pan, and it's got to be smoking hot. So I don't want to start that until this is going to be really hot. Otherwise, I'll ruin the whole dish. So preheat those pans. That's about the sound we want. Still not quite there yet. Let me talk about the sauce. Let me get to work on that. It's an orange beef. So we've got, starting out with some orange marmalade. And this is going to be a little bit sweet. And then we're going to add some soy sauce just to salten things up a little bit. I've got some chicken broth. Whisk that together. And then we're going to thicken with a little bit more cornstarch. Just whisk that together. And this is going to be the sauce for the orange beef. It's really got a lot of flavor. Now, I like a little bit of heat. This is optional, but a pinch of red pepper flakes too is really nice in this dish. Works well with the saltiness of the orange marmalade, the soy sauce, and that little bit of heat. All right, I can tell we're doing good here. So let's get that beef. Notice I've got an apron on here because there can be a lot of spatter when you're doing this. And you notice also how I'm kind of spreading the beef out in the pan. So there's plenty of room. So if you're doing quite a bit of this and you don't have a really big pan, you may want to do this in batches. That's really key. Now you notice my vegetables. I'm not doing my vegetables at the same time I'm doing my beef. I'm starting out with the beef, then I'm going to move the beef to the plate, then I'm going to do my vegetables. So if you ever go to one of those fast food Chinese places and you notice, they're cranking out a lot of food, they have these huge woks with these huge gas, flames underneath them. And they're constantly moving things in and out and in and out. And that's really the key to a good stir fry, I found out. So we want to get that a little bit brown, that beef. A little more oil here. And then we're going to remove it to the plate and add some more oil and cook those vegetables. Kind of move it around. Get a little color on it. You can see that cornstarch just kind of coats that beef a little bit and just gives it a little bit of a crunch, just some nice texture. You could also do the same recipe, by the way, with chicken. So just slice up some chicken breasts nice and thin and dust them in some cornstarch. Same idea. All right, keep things moving around with my tongs. Now this beef does not need to be completely cooked because we're going to add it back to the pan. So at this point, at the end, we'll just got it nice and brown, a little bit crispy, and now we're going to stir fry our vegetables. So this dish is really all about the beef and the orange, but I do like to put a little bit of vegetable in my stir fry. So we're going to do some broccoli, about 1.5 cups of broccoli. Bob loves broccoli. It's another one of his dishes. He loves beef and broccoli. But you could certainly do, I love zucchini, a little bit of zucchini. You could do asparagus. I love a little bit of color in the dish, so I'm going to add some thin strips of red pepper. And again, I'm moving that around. Moving it around. And this is just going to be real quick. I think another key to a good stir fry is do not overcook those vegetables. They need a little bit of crunch. Once you overcook them, they become soggy, and it's just not a great stir fry. All right, now it's time to add our sauce. And this is, again, the orange marmalade, chicken broth, soy sauce, some cornstarch, and a little bit of red pepper. I like this dish because it's got a nice amount of sauce, and I love the sauce because I love it on top of rice, and it really soaks right in there. Look at that, and that cornstarch thickens right up. Now we're going to add our beef and any of the juices from the plate right in there, and we're just about done. Look at how quick this is. I mean, you could throw this together on a weeknight, no problems. All right, just to kind of pump up that orange flavor, we're going to do a little bit of orange zest in here now. Just using my microplane. It's really going to be a nice, fresh taste to the dish. Smells fabulous. And we're done. It's that easy. All right. Slice up my orange so we've got a little garnish here. All right, and some scallions just to finish off the dish. I like to put some in, and I like to slice those on an angle because I just think it looks really pretty. We'll save some for the top. All right, there we go. Let's get a big spoon and plate this up. I've got some rice on a plate here. It's great with steamed white or brown rice. This is so good. And really pretty healthy too. And finish it off with some more scallions on top. Maybe some toasted sesame seeds. And a little bit of that orange for garnish. And there you go. My orange beef stir fry. Woon, how did I do here? Did I do everything okay? Very good, he says. All right.
It's like the best Chinese cook outside of my kitchen.
Oh, you're so kind. And you'll see Woon in just a minute. He's going to show us some of his stuff coming